And one of our teachers, someone goes, well, when was the first? Because the teacher's like, ask me anything.
Okay.
No questions off limits.
Oh man, that's bad.
Are you a 3-holer?
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again. Or for the very first time.
Yeah. Maybe you were talking to your friend and you're like, what podcast do you listen to? And he goes, I listen to Chip and Cern Show. That's a great way to spread the word.
Tell me more about this Chip and Cern Show.
Well, I heard they're on Twitch now because they're desperate for any attention that they can get. So go where all the youths are. So we are streaming on Twitch now, and we will try to do this. This seems like a pretty low key setup for us, even without this fancy light.
It's very intimate because now we're close to each other.
We're touching behind this screen. And if you have any money or any companies, send us a sticker. We could put it on the dual Chip and Cern Show billboard. A sticker the size of this will do it for 500 episode. No, send us a sticker if you want. So today's topic is my daughter, who is 3.5 now.
Okay.
Now I knew this day would come.
Where they become a parrot.
That I was going to use the exact word, parroting.
Okay.
Now, how I talk on this show and how I talk to Cerny is how I talk all the time.
Oh yeah.
I talk like that at work, around my kid, around other people's kids. Plain and simple, I don't give a fuck. No, I'm a little bit loose with the language.
I'm a lot loose with the language.
And Cerny is as well.
Sailor mouth.
And my wife is also,
fluent in French.
Yeah. And so I knew this day would come that my daughter would start cursing or parrot a curse. Now, our parenting plan against this is, you always hear the story like, oh, we were having breakfast one morning and my toddler just yelled, fuck. Yeah. And everyone's like, no, you can't say that. So we don't do the jump on them to say no, because you know how toddler, they're like, what? You don't want me to do something?
Well, then I will do it.
So
tenfold. There's
been a couple instances of curses, and my wife we have not said anything. Okay. We just made it like another word. Now, my wife has this example of the dog stole her sandwich, which happens very frequently in our house. Okay. It was sitting on there, and she came back, and she's like, God damn it, I was going to eat that. And this is a 3-year-old that said this. And my wife I heard her like audibly laugh in the other room when she said this because it was a perfectly timed curse. Like it was just how you would say. And I know she heard that from my wife because my wife always says, damn it. And I don't really say that often. Now, when this comes to me, we're driving in the car back from somewhere. I have my daughter there. And this person in front of me literally is driving, swerves in between lanes, and swerves over and is like driving like a drunk person. And I know how you drive. I was like, you fucking drunk? To this guy, like I put my hands up like this. I was like, you fucking drunk? And she goes from the back, Dad, you say fucking a lot. I'm like, oh, whoop. Well, I was like, well, thanks for pointing that out. I didn't really have a good comeback for that one, surprisingly, but it was just And I don't think it's happened. Like, it's not like a daily thing that she's cursing, but we don't. Oh, actually, I'm sure you have many a story.
Oh, yeah. I have some good ones. Some doozies.
Okay, let me get my last one in. We were sitting there, my wife, probably the newborn, my daughter, and me. And there's like, are you getting the fucking mosquitoes and the bugs around like crazy right now?
They're ridiculous.
And
it's like as soon as dusk hits, it's like a fucking plague.
I know. And so we're sitting there, we're like watching TV, and my daughter, like under her breath, goes, "This fucking bug." It was so funny. I don't know what was so funny about it. I had to look away because I was giggling so hard because she's like, "This fucking bug," like looking around for it. I was dying. I was dying.
Yes.
And
yes.
So she hasn't cursed. I'm sure that'll be a thing at school.
So
have you gotten a report back from school yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
So this is how. So he was probably like 3.
Yeah.
And the first time he did it is.
Now you don't try to curb your language around.
No, actually,
okay.
I think it's more intense when I get home because I try to curb it at work, so then it tends to come out. So.
Oh, it's at his breaking. It's like a dam.
Yeah, it's at his breaking point.
Yeah.
So. There's this thing. So my wife doesn't like shoes in the house, right? You know, they're walking all over.
Oh, right.
So there was a point where there was so many shoes in front of the front door.
Look at this over here. Look at the shoe stand. I'm like, how many
But
people
you have
live
it on
here?
a
Like
stand.
fucking caterpillars?
They were just piled like a fucking anthill, like in front of. So when I came out the door, one day.
Do your kids bring multiple pairs of shoes down?
Yes, it's just they have there was like 4 or 5
like the week's
pairs.
worth of shoes for every
like
kid.
Boots and sandals. It's like we have one for every fucking week. Well, come on, can we pick a season over here?
It's summer and there's like fucking wellies there.
So I said my wife was. It was actually my wife was there, and I said I am so sick of having to do fucking hurdles or the tire drill just to get out the front door. My wife's like, what do you mean? And I said, there's all these motherfucking shoes everywhere. And I kicked them all everywhere. Yeah. Throwing a tantrum. And then Jeffrey was little. He comes around and he goes, Dad, what fucking shoes, right? So then I start. Oh,
so almost immediately.
Okay. What fucking shoes? So then I start laughing, right? Because it was kind of funny.
How do you not laugh?
So my wife doesn't want him. She was.
It's just because it's a cute kid saying something. Yeah.
Because he's just repeating it. So I start laughing, right? She didn't say anything. She just gave me the look like you're dead, and then walked away. So I was like,
did you correct or you just let it be?
I said, Jeffrey, and I said, I was laughing. So then I really kind of just let it go because I was laughing. So it wasn't going to be digging in. So then later on, I think I was making some point to somebody in the car.
I'm sure it was a good one.
Yeah, I forget. I remember it ended up like, well, you can go wash fucking dishes at wherever it was.
At the restaurant or something.
Yeah. And then he says, well, what fucking dishes, right? So then my wife's like, looks at me again. She's like, really? And I said, Jeffrey. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I say stuff like that? He goes, yeah. I said, but you know how I drink beer and you can't drink it?
Yeah.
And he says, yeah. I said, well, that word is maybe you shouldn't say that. But he was a little bit older.
Okay.
So he was probably like coming up to 4. Okay, and he's like, oh, okay. Because he had a problem where so I say, when I'm doing work, I say, God damn it, right? Or something like that all the time. So he was like, damn it, So I started laughing because I was like, I was doing something. He was helping me and I was like, God damn it, And he's like, yeah, God damn it. And I was like, Jeffrey, if we're going to be bros, he said, yeah. He's like, we're not going to say that in front of Mom. I don't want to be in trouble anymore.
And I think that's how we're doing because, my wife and I will have like a glass of wine around. Oh, I want to try that. Whatever you're eating or drinking, I'm like, no, that's adult drink, sort of thing. So I think that's like the angle that we're going to take with the, just like beer or anything for Mom. But I just want to go to preschool one day and just like sit out and like hear everything and the stories and the shit that they fucking talk about. Cause she's telling the teacher like, oh yeah, my dad drinks beer all the time. All this such tall tales.
Raging alcoholic.
Yeah. Like, Yeah, like I come home, just tie one on every day. I'm just fucking asleep on the couch 24/7.
Now, as they get older,
drunken stupor.
Now, so Jeffrey's now 7, so he now understands. And so now he understands, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because a common phrase, especially when my dad's around, is when when we disagree with it, he'll say, "Well, you know what? They could suck my dick," right? That's what he said. So then he's like,
when
"What?"
Your 7-year-old walking around suck his dick.
So I was like, "Okay, well,
see that, yeah.
Well, okay." So now it's like, so then he understands now that it's
Did that one pop? Did he pop that one out ever?
Was that?
Did he mention that anywhere?
He said, "Suck my weenie." I was like, Jeffrey, come on, man.
Come on.
Come on, because can we not do? Because then I could hear like the footsteps like running, like so I'm about to get yelled at.
Oh my God,
like,
your wife.
Yeah, she was mad. So I was like, okay, well,
would not appreciate that.
I was like, Jeffrey, always like, I thought we were friends.
Now you have an interesting situation because you have the 7-year-old and you have up to the 17-year-old. Now I assume there's probably varying rules with the and I think I've heard them curse or like what? How do you tell me about that?
So that my wife has a rule is I don't want to hear you curse.
Okay,
it's understood that I'm sure.
I mean, by the time I was in 6th grade on,
I was pretty. My dad.
Yeah,
and I remember growing up. My dad, you've heard him. He's pretty loose lips.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't give a fuck.
So so that's all. That's so as long as now the 17-year-old certain things, but she doesn't allow she's MFing around the house or anything.
Okay, yeah,
and only because sometimes because the other kids see her as equal, so if she can say it, how come I can't? Or if she could do it, how come I can't?
9.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or 11, however old she is now. Now, what's this weird thing in your head that you're not supposed to, like, let's say your grandma or whatever, like, there was always the area you weren't never supposed to cuss.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, that was my parents. And this is one, you don't even have to consciously think about it. It's like a habit.
Yeah. When my grandma's around,
somehow you're just buttoned up like,
I do like
you catch yourself
a take,
ever?
Like I'll do like a pump. It won't. But it's like
a stutter step
when you hold a sneeze in and it pains you.
Yeah. Now we went to my parents' house this weekend, and notorious non-cursors, as you might imagine.
Yeah.
And I, in the same sentence, said shit and fuck, and I don't know. I think it was because of my mom, and I know she cusses, and she does a lot of things that my dad doesn't know about.
Disapproves.
So I think I said shit and fuck, and I forgot exactly what it was, but after I said it, I was like, oh, whoops. Like in my head, I was like, oh. But then again, I'm like, I'm about to be 2 years old, and I think I can talk however I want. So,
we're going to ground me.
Yeah. Mom and Dad, you can suck my dick.
So, the cursing, he says, like, freaking, that's like his.
Oh, okay.
Which is, that's fine.
Do they have, at school, these, like, acceptable, like, pseudo, like, proxies for curses? Darn it. I hate, like, you sound like a fucking Mormon when you're going around darn it and shoot.
Gee Williker,
yeah.
Batman.
Yeah. Oh, shucks.
I think they do. Now, like, my wife works at the school, so she said, like, there's one kid in Jeffrey's class.
Now, you're not allowed to cuss at school?
No, I guess not. Because I think I said, what the hell is that? And I got smacked, like, are you serious? I was like,
what a dumb rule. Anyway.
Sometimes it comes out of my mouth and I don't realize that I've said
yourself.
It. Sometimes it's, I don't realize I've said it. And
yeah.
It's like, but, like, there's this kid in Jeffrey's class. And I think his behavior's, he's not a bad kid. He's just a little rambunctious.
What, your son?
No.
Okay,
kid,
the other kid. Okay.
And I think he said fuck, and so someone had told on him, usual. Someone snitches.
Okay.
So and then he said it again at one point. Like, he said it and, like, And then I always like this when the teacher asked, teacher asked, where do you hear that? I was like, where do you...
What do you fucking think?
What do you think? Get off your high horse. What do you?
Right.
It's not like you don't say that shit. Get out of here.
That's the thing. Now, I have sort of had this like revelation as you get older. I remember specific times in school where teachers, what actually is the real world versus what they're trying to like mold young minds is like so drastic. And for some reason, this really sticks out in my head, but it was like 6th grade, and it was right around the sex ed thing. And one of our teachers, someone goes, well, when was the first, because the teacher's like, ask me anything. Okay. No questions off limits.
Oh man. That's bad.
Are you a 3-holer? A kid goes, legit, in 6th grade goes, when was the first time you had sex? How old were you? And I remember like she was like, whoa, like kind of taken back by this. How old are you in 6th grade? 12?
Yes.
Okay. And she goes, well, when I made my son. And then like it probably was a couple years later. I'm like, she's so full of shit. Like, come on. I guess we kind of believed it. Because she told us,
which is.
But then you're like, that's such bullshit. I mean, who knows what you were doing in the 70s, lady, or whatever. Anyway,
did you have your son when you were 15?
Yeah,
that ain't a question.
So, what other? Your wife cusses. So
she does.
She can't act all high on her horse.
She
like
she just doesn't. No, she says I do it abnormally.
Now, I get in trouble a lot when I go around other people's kids. Because I'll be talking normal, and they'll be like, hey, they're like a parrot now. And I'll be like, oh, yeah. Because I don't care.
You're a parrot. Get the fuck out of here.
Right.
That's the same. I'm going to go derail a little bit.
That's fine.
When people come over, or like, and I'll go, do you want a beer? And they're like, no, I don't drink. I'm like, oh, front door's over there.
You should just ask them that before they come over, like as a vetting.
No, I don't invite people. I don't invite people over. This is Chip, Joe, or Dana.
Oh,
that's all I invite over.
Those are the only 2 invites that you have?
3 invites. That's it. Chip, Joe, and Dana. Everybody else, I didn't invite.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, do you want a beer? And they're like, if they say no thanks, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But if they say I don't drink, I'm like, doors that way.
Like, is there any sobriety tokens that you'd like to show me?
Yeah, that's okay. If that's the case, that's the case, that's fine. I got some water.
Is there a religious reason? I'm just curious.
That's what I'm searching for.
What temple do you go to?
No. I get nervous when there was one time Jeffrey was watching Nickelodeon. Did I tell you this? He was watching Nickelodeon and he like changed the channel, but I had left the room because he was playing with the remote and he was younger. He was playing with the remote and then he came out and he said, the cartoon said Taco Bender. And I was like,
Jesus,
what? And I said, well, then my response was, what? And he said, it said Taco Bender. I said, on fucking Nickelodeon? That was my thing. I was like, and he's like, well, and I said, how did he say it? I was like, I need to get bottom of this. I said, maybe he misheard it or what? Yeah. He said, no, he called this guy a Taco Bender. I was like, oh my God. So I said, what the fuck? I was like, Nickelodeon has really jumped the shark here. I was like, so I come out there and I was like, he fucking turned on South Park.
Oh my God. That's great.
And I was like, okay. So I had to sit him down. I was like, okay.
Well, South Park's a little,
Well, I know, but I was like, he had just changed it. And I was like, Comedy Central runs South Park at 4 p.m. So I had to like sit him down. I was like, we don't say that. Okay. Because I was like, so I told my wife, I said, I can only see him saying that at school.
Oh my God.
And then bringing me in. And then I'd be like, no, really, I don't speak like that. He saw it on South Park, which is a no-win for me at all. It's like, oh, so you let your fucking son watch South Park? No. I left him alone in the room, and he changed it. Oh, so
So are you a racist, or are you a bad parent? Which one are you? Or both?
Are you negligent, or are you racist?
Mr. Cerny, are you both? The ones that this has not happened to us, but when you hear of like the kid going and like getting the mom's like dildo or something, like walking around the house with it, like swinging around, like that shit would be fucking. I mean, I'm sure. Could you imagine if you had company over or something? Like, I'd be fucking mortified.
I don't think I would probably never stop laughing. I don't think. Especially if you're like the guest. I mean, it would be so funny. It'd be like
I would be fucking taking photos. How could you not?
Air it out on Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, because they probably are pretty cool. Like, it's like slime or Play-Doh sort of thing.
Look at this.
It might vibrate.
It's like a sword.
Big and double-ended. Yeah.
Oh,
that has not happened. But I'm sure it sure could. It's probably happened to somebody.
It has to have. It has to have.
I'm for sure it has. And there's got to be some other weird.
Especially when kids. So when they're like between the ages of like, we'll say 3 and like 5.
Just really curious.
It's a wild card of what's going to come out of their mouth. When. You have no idea.
That's what I was waiting for this week. This weekend was my daughter to cuss in front of my parents.
Oh,
that would have been interesting.
Like,
yeah.
Yes.
Could you imagine if she F-bombed in front of them? Wow.
You would be secretly like,
I would be.
Oh, yeah.
That would be good. That would be good. Yeah, and I haven't had any. I'm sure your son is asking for booze all the time, or like. Or at one point was like, I want a sip of beer.
I let him take a taste.
Because they're not going to like it.
I know what it was. So it just killed the curiosity right there.
Yeah.
I said, here. So I gave, it's just a taste.
Yeah.
It's not nothing's going to hurt him. He's like, oh, this is gross. How do you drink this? I was like years of abuse.
Yeah. Well, one, you and all your sisters and brothers have caused me to drink this beer. I mean, I remember beer is like acquired. Oh, we have our first.
Oh, what's up, fellas?
Dana will be coming down the warpath that we're talking about right now of having your kids curse.
Oh, this is true.
His little one. Wait, probably not talking yet, but he's probably a year or two. Probably a couple of years behind us, but
not fluently like that.
Yeah, but it'll happen.
Yeah. So she's 1. So in about 2 years. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 years is the danger zone where because 2 they can kind of say stuff, but they won't.
Yeah.
3 is when they start really like repeating.
I mean,
everything.
We're getting so much
hanging on every word.
We're getting so much just like sass and attitude.
No.
Like someone told me the term 3-nager, and I'm like, oh yeah. Like she's looked at me before, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where did you even see that from? Like, who taught you to look at me like that way?
Where they get so mad and they like look at you and you're like, I'm afraid of going to sleep because they're trying to murder my fucking ass.
Murder me
over a candy bar. Fuck.
Oh man.
They hang it. So then there's a point where, so I'm sure right now you can kind of talk about her with her presence and she won't. There's a point
where that switches,
but you don't really understand until they say, "Why did you say that about me?" And I'm like,
"Oh, we're having to do the spell stuff now."
Yeah,
like the IPAD.
Yeah,
things like that. Yeah, we're kind of, or actually, we went to the store and we bought something that was going to be a push gift from my wife, and I got Charlie something too. But she was there when I bought it, and it like totally went over her head that it was for her. But she was there, like she had no, she didn't see what it was. Anyway, we're going on now. Now, if you have had your kid grab you or your
nephew or
dildo
just
swinging around the living room, we have to hear about this.
Please,
we have to.
Please let us know. Please let us know the reactions of everyone in the room.
I bet there's a video or there's a picture of that because that shit would be fucking hilarious. I would I mean, if it happened, I'm taking a picture. I will send it to you.
Oh, that would be the best.
I'll put it on Facebook.
I mean, you took a picture of the poop Roomba.
Oh, did I send you the poop Roomba?
Yeah. You took a picture because at first when you said it, I thought
here he is right down here. But this is the freshie.
The fresh Roomba.
That's the one from Costco.
The post.
The old poop swap. That should be. That episode wasn't that long ago, or since we've been gone, we've been like replaying some of these archives, and I'm like, oh, that was like a month ago, and I'll look, and it was like 8-9 months ago. I'm like, Jesus, we're just content machines, just fucking machines. But the poop room is like,
that was
a classic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh wow, Dana is talking shit about us on Twitch, and he's putting fucking. What is this? He's putting emojis in?
You say it's in our ugly mugs.
We could get the mic stands that are like,
Full
that sit on the table Dana. Like this.
There you go, Dana. Is that good?
There. We could get closer.
Snuggle up.
Now Cerny and I are interacting with the Twitch stream, and we're not focusing on the podcast.
This is a great pod.
Yeah. Anyway, send us all your stories of your kids cursing and doing crazy shit.
Please send us a dildo.
Oh my God. And send us a bit. Dana's just trolling us now. How do we boot? We're getting flamed on our own chat, Cerny. How do we stop this?
I don't know.
New merchandise, teespring.com, and search Chip and Cern Show, and then chipandcernshow.com/shop, of course.
You can communicate with us via Chip and Cern Show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, I guess Snapchat.
No, we don't have a Snapchat.
Oh, I thought you said. I was like, wait.
Oh no, I was saying, if someone offers to give titty pics, we'll fire a Snapchat up.
But you can also email us at chipandcernshow.
You just email them over. Go old school on us. Go old school. One time.
Just put it in the mail.
Yeah. Here's our P.O. box. And we're on Twitch. So if you want to stream, I think we'll give this a shot here for a bit. At least we'll know Danis will give us a listen on Twitch. So be happy about it. Yeah. Until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.